Welcome to the Greenway Outdoors podcast. The Greenway Outdoors is also an internationally syndicated TV show on Pursuit Channel and Wild TV. You are now tuned into our weekly podcast hosted by executive producer Kyle Green, production coordinator Jeff Hutchinson, director AJ Beadle, and creative producer Ryan Parks. We live in a world where our natural resources are almost solely protected by funds raised by hunters and fishermen, with over 60% of those funds coming from white males over the age of 55. The Greenway Outdoors team has set out on a mission to create content that would inspire millennials, Generation Z, and new sportsmen and women to get out, hunt, fish, and contribute towards conservation and the betterment of our planet. Welcome to the Greenway Outdoors.
Hello and welcome to episode 6? Yeah, it's six of the Greenway Outdoors podcast. We're very prepared. I'm Kyle Green.
I'm Jeff Hutchinson.
AJ Beadle.
Ryan Parks.
Ryan, you look like a samurai right now, and I think that's pretty cool.
The sword's in my car.
Looks like he's from the Orient.
He's always...
Wow.
Why was that funny?
People don't like the word Oriental anymore. It's offensive, apparently.
He said
Really?
Orient.
That's
I think it was always offensive.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even
I
knew
heard
that.
that it's...
I'm glad I don't
use it myself.
Monopoly
so I
got
don't know,
sued for it because they used it. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't get sued. They probably will now that I brought it up, though. Everyone's looking to sue somebody for something, so we are on our way.
Anyways, welcome to episode of the Greenway Outdoors podcast.
I wasn't sure. Don't bring it up. So we did a muskrat hunt last week, or week before. I'm pretty much
trap.
Muskrat trap. What? Why wasn't?
You didn't really hunt them. We
just trap
them.
Okay, Jeff. We did a muskrat episode.
trapping.
Okay, Jeff.
Come on, Sangao. I lost track of when it was. I'm glad I did that voice. I lost track of how long ago it was because Ryan and I got to have a really fun trip going on a bear hunt, which we'll also talk about. You guys didn't have that experience, so you wouldn't know. But anyhow.
We're not part of the club.
But the muskrat hunt was fantastic. We went out with Ray Hoodie of Hotshot Outfitters. We talked about it in the last couple podcasts about the build up to it. It ended up being a pretty cool hunt or trapping trip. I don't know.
Nice little trap.
Now I'm self-conscious over what it's going to be. But the muskrat trapping actually went really well. And AJ, as much as you hate to admit it, or not hate to admit it, you probably enjoy it, but we're so used to being conned where he's like, we're going to get 100.
Yes.
And what happened?
We were told the likelihood was going to be hundreds, and I doubted it instantly.
Because
that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting 50 plus.
70
miraculously.
was the final number.
What
What was it?
70.
70.
Yeah.
There you
'Cause
go.
We got 58 the first day, and then with that rain and it washed out.
That purge.
Well, we're walking in like 8 to 10 inches of water, and then the rain came, and because
Different
all
movie.
the water goes off the farmers' fields into those ditches, then all of a sudden you're talking about 6-8 foot of water. We can't get the traps no more.
Can't get your traps no more. Yeah, basically what we're doing is we're going up along the edges of different
Ditches?
like big ditches. Yeah,
Yeah.
farm field runoffs, and it was only like a foot of water
Who are you
or
calling
less.
a ditch?
I think that's too far.
No?
I don't think we say that.
Oh, then I never said that.
No, we were checking these ditches, and there was like anywhere from 6 inches to like a foot of water in them, and you're just looking for little runways, and essentially you're looking for like shiny parts on the ground that would show that that was like the little paths that the muskrats took, and you would set up the trap in that, and they would go over them, and it was actually really, it was more fun than I thought it'd be. And you're looking at some of the traps we use right now. That's actually Ray Hoodie's fancy hands showing you, and they would just go
110 conibear.
110 kind of bear.
A body grabbing trap.
Yeah, we went out and we had a good time. I was really good at putting the gloves on. Jeffrey wasn't, but the gloves were weird because they'd make you walk funny, which you'll see in a second.
I put them on backwards because I
You
didn't
did.
like how they.
When you slap me, everybody walks like that in those gloves. You can't not do it. But when you slap me with that glove in the face, your glove, whatever that was, it stunk.
I had grabbed
Yeah,
the
I
muskrat with it.
I didn't know that.
It stunk to high heaven. I was so mad. But yeah, we were going in. You can see there it's about 6 inches to a foot of water. And it was, I would say, 60% of the traps had a muskrat in them. And I was so shocked. And then you throw them up on shore, and then somebody up there would grab them by the tail and kind of shake them out. And you do that to make them look nicer, and that's what's the name of that trap again?
Colony trap.
colony
Colony trap. And Jeff got 3 in that one.
I didn't
He made
remember
like a weird
that.
face though. I don't know why you would have ever made that face when he got. That's what he
That's the
said.
face I make when I do that laugh.
But we did really well, and
We got that mink too.
We did get a bonus
did.
mink.
We ended up getting 2 minks. They got one the second.
Did
Well,
they?
they did it off camera, but they got another one the second day.
Oh.
So
didn't
that's
know that.
$20.
No, there was a build up to that, and then we thought it was a mink, and Cheyenne was sure, and then you couldn't start the truck, and it turns out it wasn't a mink.
Oh, that's right.
That fiasco.
Yep.
So
So there
this was when they came back when the water was too high, and Jeremy pulled one, and it was a mink.
I never heard that. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't know that
So we
either.
got 2 mink, but it was a cool bonus.
Call me a liar again.
No, and then
Fact check.
we learned to skin them, and we skinned them out, and you could see like the fur's really soft and really nice, and it wasn't actually that hard of a process. You knocked it out.
Yeah. I actually, after we got back, I have a creek in my backyard, and I went out and set my own traps, and I caught another one.
Really?
I actually caught,
You did?
yeah. Yeah. So,
Did you cook any?
No, I haven't cooked them yet, but I did skin
You
that one
skinned 'em?
also. So now I've got 3 skins.
He's saving that delicacy for the cooking
and,
segment.
So I'm gonna make, I don't know, earmuffs or something.
Didn't
Earmuffs?
Something.
Didn't
Not
the fur
gloves?
have like a dry aspect to it? Like even though it was soaked, but like you could still kind of feel how it was.
Waterproof, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
something like that.
waterproof. So I'm thinking we should probably wrap Kyle's phone in it.
There you go.
You're saving that. The whole ride here, you had a big grin
It's
on
gonna
his face.
come up.
When it comes up.
I'm clever. I just thought of that just now.
Yeah, that's not believable.
Very humble.
Yeah. He's
I'm so clever.
He's always been that way. Even more exciting was a trip that Ryan and I took the very next day. We got back on Sunday and then left on Monday. Drove to West Virginia
Yeah, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
to do a bear hunt. And
Oh, so cool.
going in, I know we talked about it on our last podcast, like the build up to it, of like the likelihood of getting a bear was like exciting, but also it was like the late season. And when we got there was snow on the ground. And we were like, oh no. And we saw so many deer. Look how cute that one is, though. He got that spit on his face. He has a spitsicle. And I thought that was worth the footage to go in. So,
Spitsicle.
Yeah, that's
what
what
a
it-
word.
but we saw more deer, and I didn't end up finding the footage of it, but I got the biggest buck I've ever seen on
Oh,
camera.
that thing was massive.
He ended up
Really?
being, what I found was shaky, but I know there was another where I moved forward and I just didn't have time to look through everything. But it was like a 13 point, I think,
Wow.
but its base was a little bigger than AJ. Like, antler base was that big. I mean, it was huge.
Oh,
So
monster.
So pretty.
And then this is footage right here
pretty
of the
svelte
bear.
and manly then.
Actually, just a quick glimpse of a bear, and then moving off, and then we ended up getting lucky and being able to harvest one. But you see the snow on the ground shows blood nicely, but the snow on the ground was a big tall tail. When we got there, the Boy
tall
Scout.
tail?
That's not what I meant, but you got what I mean.
No.
The Boy Scouts, when I talked to them, they're like, "Hey, there is snow here. You guys aren't using a guide. You guys aren't using bait, and you're not using dogs.
Good luck.
You have like a
Yeah.
you have like a under 5% chance of success." And I was like, "What did I spend our show's money on?" I was like, "Oh no."
But you said.
He said that.
yeah, that's
yeah,
what,
we kind of like sat there and talked about it for a while, and he said,
He's like,
he-
"Oh yeah."
he,
this,
he said it's pretty late in the season. Like it's time for them to kind of go away.
all the other people we talked to said you got to beat them off with a rubber hose because they were at the dumpsters.
that's in the summer.
Yeah, in the summertime they're all over the place, but not.
He's like,
They didn't promise 12 bears in a night.
"No, he did not." He goes,
and
"I-
that's why it was successful. You got to start.
He goes, "I'll tell you right now, there's like 70 to 80% of them are probably slowed down in hibernation mode already."
Wow.
You're going to have to get in the den to
No.
get them.
we got to go to the dens.
Yeah, that was
Ryan
cool.
and I found him. It was so
Like
we,
little mini caves.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and Ryan, like, of course, like, "Do you think we should go in?" I'm like, "You can't go in," because he like wanted to see inside and stuff.
They get here. They get
I
pretty
crawled right
angry.
up to the front of one.
Can you
a
hear
couple
anything?
of them.
Can you hear
No.
him snoring?
No, you're like,
We're going to go.
"Wake up, sleepy, wake up, sleepyhead."
He's awake. He's awake.
I
Right.
can't imagine.
It's a
they get
tiger.
happy.
It's a tiger. But
West Virginia Tigers.
but no, it was actually pretty exciting and cool. But when we got there, it was like, we're in big trouble. So we did a lot of exploring and like waterways and stuff like that, and like looking for sign. And we ended up finding like an old tree stand that was like a that had about 5 or 6 piles of poop in front of it, bear poop. And I stepped in it on accident, and that's how we discovered it, which is pretty comical in the show. But that was the only sign that we found. other than the bear that we got, which we're not going to show footage of directly of the bear and everything else because we want to build it up for the show itself. So tune in. It'll be episode 2 of season 3.
It's going to be a good episode.
It's going to be an incredible episode. But the drone shots and the beauty of the scenery and in the West Virginia mountains, and you got the snow and you got all these things.
Yeah.
It was an unbelievable experience.
Let me ask you this before we move on. Now, you're looking for tracks, you're looking for poop, you're looking for their other things, you're going to get snacks. Do all these things help you get a bear?
Cold pops. Yeah, so it was actually funny. So that I left that out, but the big pile of poops that I stepped in, and then I was like, all right, this is the sign. We'll sit in the tree stand tonight. I really didn't come here to sit in a tree stand. Don't anticipating sitting in a tree stand, but this is the only sign we found, and everybody's basically told us we're never going to see anything or get anything. So let's go to lunch, and then we'll come back and regroup and do that. We come back from lunch, and there's a brand new fresh pile of poop right by the stand.
It stunk.
And it stunk. And it was not there before because we went and looked in the stand and everything else. And I'm like, we literally would have had a bear if we didn't go to lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that's true.
Yeah,
But you can't not go to lunch.
Yeah.
While
They had 50-cent wings. I'm human.
while we were getting out of the truck, like a groundskeeper passed by, and then we just kept doing our thing. We went to the stand, walked into the trees, into the woods, and got in our stand, and then that guy who had passed us had texted Pete, the guy who was helping us out on the property, and Pete said that the guy 50 yards past us saw a bear run right across the road.
Meanwhile, I was like making sure I had my Pop-Tarts and my granola bars.
Hang on, this is important.
Slamming car doors.
Causing all kinds of noise.
We were not being quiet. We were not.
The thing,
we were not.
Because we were so sure we weren't going to see anything.
Oh, my goodness.
So we're sitting up there giggling and laughing, and all of a sudden we hear like some pitter-patter behind us. I'm like, probably a rabbit, probably a squirrel, because it was so light. I look between my legs, and there's a 42-foot tall black bear standing there.
Dude, it was so funny.
Bit of a stretch. I did come up. I go,
Bigger every time.
I go to him. I go, it's 9 foot tall. It's 9 foot tall.
Biggest bear alive.
Dude, he turned. He was excited as could be, which I was excited too. But he's like, "It's ginormous.
It's the biggest bear ever. It's the biggest bear." I've actually seen 3 bears in real life, and that was the smallest one, but it was still pretty cool. But it was.
Well, it's probably just about the closest one you've ever.
No, it was within 14 feet of us.
It was under.
Yeah.
We were 14 foot up, and it walked underneath his feet.
And you've never been closer to a bear.
I think it was.
There you go.
Or that
True.
one time when
It's
you were sitting
pushing
on
it.
the ground was
Pushing
that
it.
one that came
No, he's
in?
never 14 foot.
No.
I mean, you gotta understand, he was underneath our feet.
Yeah.
Right below us. I mean, they climb trees too.
They do climb trees.
But it wasn't just that either. The tracking and then coming up on him and the bear cry and everything else that happened. Quite the episode. Make sure you tune into season 3. We'll be on Pursuit Channel. There's a million ways to watch us. If you have a TV, if you have a phone, if you have a computer, if you have a working knowledge of the year of 2018,
Exactly.
you'll be
Or
able
a
to watch
friend with any of those things.
You'll
There
be
you
able
go.
to watch this show. I want to dive into our philosophical questions, and I'm saying dive, and I don't care. This is the second time today, and I'm committed to it. You can make fun of me, you can say what you want, but I'm saying dive right in. Philosophical question number 1. So one of the things that we had happen to us was the regulations that were in West Virginia, making it really hard to have a successful bear hunt. Now we obviously had success, but that was like because of, not to brag, but Ryan and I were awesome. But no, I'm just kidding. But the regulations were really strong in West Virginia, and one of them was you can't use dogs if you're non-resident. Nobody can bait. But specifically for residents versus non-residents, you couldn't use dogs in the county we're in. Like, everybody uses dogs. You, Google bear hunts in West Virginia on YouTube, you will literally only see West Virginia dog bear hunts. That's what they do. They run
Like
them
they
up.
do with mountain lions.
Of course, yeah. So they run them up the trees.
And then, okay.
So the dogs run out like a rabbit hunt, but the bears are like, what are these stupid dogs doing? So they climb up a tree to look down, and then they stay up there, and then you shoot them out of the tree, and it's like squirrel hunting on steroids. But
I actually heard they do the same for grizzly bears, but because those are a lot bigger and more aggressive, the dogs are trained to go after them. But once they get them, they're like, okay, he's over here.
Yep.
guys, I'm not grabbing him. You
Hurry
grab
up.
him. He's on a move. He's on a move. I'm not touching him.
He's over there.
Yeah, get him. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. But I was just thinking about, like, what do you think about the different policies for non-resident hunters? Because the sale of the licenses are already outrageous. I think I spent $160 roughly, or 180 or something like that.
Wow.
On my license to kill a bear in West Virginia. Like all the things that I had the little things. I add it up, it might be $30 for a resident. So I'm already paying.
wow.
I'm paying a significant difference, and this is nothing new to us. We see that all the time. I mean, I can't even imagine what our Florida fishing licenses are going to be when we go there.
$30.
For how many days?
7.
Okay.
I got the more expensive one just in case.
Yeah, but when you think about it, 7 days for a 7-day license for $30 is not a good price.
No?
For a resident.
A full state one is probably only maybe
For the
ones
full
here
year.
are like $28, and
For the
that's
full
all
year for
species.
residents.
Okay.
We get
all-
7 days for the more,
Oh,
for
okay.
even more money. The idea is the prices are more, and I understand that because the resource is really the people that are paying taxes on it or the people that live there. But do they have to go with the added stipulations
Gouge.
of making it harder on top of it? So not only is my license way more, I can't use a dog, so my percentage of
Oh,
likelihood
yeah.
of getting a bear
Interesting.
goes way down. And that's a twofold problem because, number one, it might keep people from going there to do it, which is not something they probably want for the economy. How much did we spend on the resort? Not much. We got a great deal on the resort. But
Yeah, it was
how much will we
off-season.
This
spend
is
on
the
a
middle
resort?
of winter for a resort.
Resort
that
food.
wasn't skiing.
But a resort food, all the money I spent there, gas stations, cold pops,
Yep.
50-cent wings, all the things we bought there.
Pop-Tarts.
Oh, yeah.
Pop-Tarts. All the things we bought there, plus the licenses being expensive. Do they have to add the stipulations of like making the hunt harder specifically for me too? I just don't know that that's. What do you think about
Ethically
that?
right.
Yeah, what do you think, Jeff?
I think that it does have, because, say you only have bear in West Virginia, and that's the only place you can get bear, which,
But that's
not saying
wildly
that's
untrue.
the case, but
Craziest thing I ever heard. I'm just kidding.
it is a good place to go bear hunt. Now,
They are known for it.
So if now you've got all these people from all over the place that want to come in and hunt bear there, who's to say that there's 30 people that come this year? Next year there's 130 that come because they heard about it.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
they have. I would assume they have limited tag numbers, so they're still only filling a quota that they would put in place. That's what management is.
Yeah,
So why do you
true.
still have to make the hunt less likely for me? You're still selling me the license.
I think in
That's
that
what
case,
they
then
care
it's
about.
mostly
They don't
just
care
the
if you get a
taxes,
bear.
though.
They just
Yeah.
want to make their money off of it.
Yeah, but I'm less incentivized. If I would have known how stupid this hunt was, like how unlikely we were to succeed, we would not have gone. I was just floating in the stars thinking we were going to get a bear. We did,
Yeah.
but we had a 5% chance of getting one if you take into the factors of the cold winter, the timing, the not being able to use dogs, bait. I was talking to somebody from the Sportsman Alliance, and he's like, you guys very well could have filmed the only hunt that has ever been filmed that was a black bear hunt in West Virginia without dogs, bait, or a guide
Wow.
Turns out there is a workaround.
in the late season.
You can't bait for them, but they are known to come in when you crinkle a Pop-Tarts wrapper.
And the snack
So,
wrapper.
so
treats?
So we've heard. The other philosophical question I have is, and this one was for AJ. This was for AJ.
It
I'll
looked
be
like it
honest.
would be.
It said, if super intelligent aliens want to eat humans, are they wrong? And I'm going to outline this question. Essentially, and I've got an answer, so I'll let AJ go, but I'm going to outline it, and then I'm going to cream anybody who doesn't agree with me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm baiting everybody in. The idea is that some people believe, and I'm definitely not in that group, but I'm already giving up my opinion, but some people believe that the reason why we're able to hunt and fish and take what we want is because we're the superior beings that are smarter and, equipped to do so from a management perspective. So the low thought process would be, well, if there was aliens that were way smarter than us where we were the idiots, not saying animals are idiots, but comparing like the difference in IQ from like a cow to me. Shut up.
Not
I
much.
don't think that
I knew that was coming.
That's really
Somebody's
the
gonna-
case. Like, I don't hunt you, so I don't know why.
Unless.
Another car ride ready to go. So that's the question is like, would it be the same for aliens? What's your take, AJ?
It's a good perspective because us as humans are the apex predators of the natural world, and
In every way.
If I mean, it's technically yes.
You like?
I don't think they want to eat us though, so like it goes in a different way.
You just think they don't want to eat us?
I think they just want to see how we are as a species. I don't
I
think they're
think that
interested in
for
eating
us-
us. I don't think they eat in general though. They don't eat.
That's how's that? But energy is created by consumption of energy.
I think
They get from the sun like plants.
they might have something like that where because they don't have reproductive. I mean, so I'm told they don't have reproductive.
Yeah, like all the
They
nerd
don't-
shows we watch.
They don't have reproductive organs or
Hypothetically.
And I'm
They
told they
reproduce.
don't
They're just
eat.
fascinated with butts for some reason.
Asexually, or do they do it like telepathically?
Telepathically,
Oh, okay.
possibly.
That's how they reproduce.
It's possible.
That's how you reproduce. No, I'm just kidding.
They don't. Some don't even have mouths.
Jeff, do you have a take on this?
I think that we would be hypocritical if we said no, that they can't hunt us, because the reason why we're allowed to hunt other things is because we
Yeah, it
feel
makes
that we
sense.
have dominion of them. So if they, as
Do we
long
feel?
as
Do we feel, or were we given dominion? I'm
Given.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
gonna eat you alive
Sure,
in a second.
Sure, but
You're
I
done.
think that as long as they put in money for a license, improve the population overall.
They put in Starbucks and
They
conservation efforts.
They gave us
Don't
internet,
be
so-
selfish. It's better for the population as a whole. Let them hunt you.
I would say that I would highly disagree with this for the simple reason that God created us. Therefore, we have dominion over the animals. We are given dominion over the animals. We are special because God made us that way. That is why that is the case. If there are aliens and they would be created by the same God, that they would be at equal level with us, and that there's no alien race that just smarter than us that's just going to come hunt us because we're God's children.
If
So,
that's the case, do they look just like us also? And it's just a different population of humans that live on a different planet, and were created earlier, so they have a more. Maybe we were kicked out of Eden, and Eden isn't
Anything-
somewhere
All
in
the
the
more
Middle
reason-
East. It's on
all
a
the
different
more-
planet.
all the more reason to not hunt us. I'm going to go with a mixture of my opinion and AJ's, because you also got to understand that, like, morally, if they are like humanoids, then they should have the moral understanding that they shouldn't be eating other humanoids.
Just like I'm not really excited to like shoot a monkey.
I don't
No.
want to do a monkey hunt.
No way.
I don't.
They do it in there's baboons that are like, it's baboons, right, that
I-
are overpopulated.
I feel
they're
like
begging people to kill them because they're killing everything.
If
So
we
they got to
got
keep the
the-
numbers in check,
I
but
don't
it's
know
like,
if killing's the right.
yeah,
If we got
I
the
just can't get my head around
opportunity-
it.
If we got the opportunity, I'd like to go, but I don't know if once it came down to like, there it is, shoot it.
There was a show actually on our channel, Pursuit Channel, that aired one time, and Jeff and I were watching it, and they were like, understand, like, baboons, or I think it's baboons. I'm really nervous about saying that,
Red
but
butt, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Don't get specific because I'm pretty sure I might be wrong. But anyhow, some type of monkey, super overpopulated. I think it's baboons in other cultures. Like, they're worse than coyotes. Like, worse than coyotes, and they're killing everything. So, like, they beg people to hunt them. And there was footage of it, and I just couldn't get my head around it. I just couldn't get my head
He's
around
just
it.
sitting there eating a nanner.
He's eating a nanner. And he looked up, and it's not in me to do it. It's not in me to do it. When we come back, we're going to be talking about our python hunt in Florida and how wrong I was on how to anticipate what that was going to be like. Stay tuned.
The Sportsman's Alliance works to protect your outdoor passions. For nearly 4 decades, the Sportsman's Alliance has fought to protect and advance hunting, fishing, trapping, and shooting in all 50 state legislatures, in the courts, in Congress, and at the ballot box. The Sportsman's Alliance continues to be the leading organization fighting coast to coast against any legislation or action that threatens your outdoor heritage, while also proactively advancing legislation that allows more opportunities for sportsmen and their families. The future of our outdoor heritage rests with the passion of sportsmen. By becoming a member of Sportsman's Alliance, you'll take an important step to help protect and promote hunting, fishing, and trapping from attacks by animal rights activists. Join the Sportsman's Alliance today to create a powerful and unified voice for sportsmen across the country.
Take the guesswork out of diver duck hunting with Jeremy Ullman of MI Guide Service. Offering everything you need for a successful hunt at great prices, you're sure to have a blast. We offer open water blind and layout hunts in Lake St. Clair, Saginaw Bay, as well as custom hunts in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. We've also got your fishing needs covered with trips available in every season. Go to miguideservice.com to book your hunt or fishing trip today.
Eagle Review is the review and ratings platform for thousands of international shooting and fishing destinations for virtually every game species. It is free of charge, and it helps you to find the perfect place and to book your fishing and shooting trips directly with the owner or agent. You can easily find unique places in virtually every corner of the world. Find your dream destination by selecting a location, a method, and a species that you are interested in. Once you've made a selection, you can easily compare destinations and find out what other people have to say about their experiences. It's the way to find your dream adventure, compare your options, and choose your trip. You can then help others finding their dream adventure by writing your review. So join the community and share your passion. Eagle Review. Find your dream shooting and fishing destinations.
Hot Shot Outfitters in Port Hope, Michigan is the destination for whitetail deer, crow, waterfowl, rabbit, predator, and turkey hunts. We have cabins, over 30,000 non-fenced acres, and a passion for delivering fair chase hunts to you and your family. Reserve your hunt at hotshotoutfitters.com today.
Growing up, Jeff and I have done
God.
so many things together.
Ooh.
And I wish, why'd you have to make it? And he has spent a lot of our life trying to talk sense into me when I get real excited about a dumb idea. And then he's like, well, let's talk about it. Do you think that's a good plan? And he'll do that to me. You've been doing
9 times out of 10, I talk him out of whatever it is.
No, you gotta hear me out here.
It's just sledding. What could go wrong?
You're on a ramp. That's what's wrong.
It goes out onto water. That's a frozen lake.
Yeah, but it looks pretty rough. When I tried to jump through the lake to prove that the ice wasn't that thick and then broke my ankle. That was a good one.
Then we rabbit hunted the next day.
I was limping all over the place. It was actually pretty funny. But when you look at those decisions that I made over the course of my life, the idea came to me that python hunting was a thing and that most people use shotguns for it. And I thought, well, we could do a python hunt because they're completely overpopulated in the Everglades. They're destroying the ecosystem. There was a bunch of them released. They're absolutely destroying everything. When I brought that idea to Jeffrey, he said, okay. And I really wish that would have been the time he would have maybe talked me out of something.
Nope.
Because I was thinking, hey, this is going to be awesome. And then I saw pictures like that. Okay? Then I saw this. We're going out after these things with our hand. He's eating that. Someone's eating somebody there.
Someone's eating somebody.
But it's a competition, which is enough to freak me out. Somebody's getting ate. And that's these things are like, the one they pulled off of the area they were going the other day was 22 foot long. And the idea is, Jeff, why don't you talk about how you capture them?
Don't worry,
because we're not using guns because we're stupid. So what are we doing?
Number one, don't worry, guys. They say that for a snake to actually be big enough to really harm or kill a person, they have to be at least 2.1 meters.
The average is over 10 foot. That's 6 foot.
We're dead.
Yeah, you're
We're
right.
so dead.
That's not a good. You didn't reassure nothing. You made it worse.
You take out insurance policy.
Talking to the guide.
It's in like 3 days.
Talking to the guide is a Florida version of Ray. He's we're gonna get after him. We're gonna get him.
He's eating it.
All right. Well, how do you get him? Oh well, we'll go out in canoes, find these islands that are about the size of football fields. We'll spread out, walk, and then find one, and then you just jump on it and get it. I go, and then you get it. He goes,
get it.
Yeah, you just get it. Like, what do you mean you get it? You get it. We'll show you when you get down here. No, you will not.
Please give me more adjectives.
Like,
so how it works is you have to get trained and licensed in order to remove pythons, because they don't want just anybody going out and doing it.
Some
But
idiots on TV.
anyone
On account of
can-
you could die.
Anyone can go out and do it, but they have to go with one of these trained professionals. So you go out with them, you capture it, and then they
kill it.
handle it.
Dispose of it.
That's one with eggs in it.
No.
Chock,
Oh, yeah.
chock full.
It looks like the movie Cocoon.
They're breeding like crazy.
Those are eggs?
eggs.
Looks like
That's
eggs.
actually eggs in he had a real bad case. No, I'm just kidding. No, that's eggs. That's
But yeah,
eggs.
so you go out, you get high boots,
You can eat the eggs, though.
pants, long
You
sleeve
first.
shirt.
You first, Ryan.
Okay, I'll do it.
Ugh.
You can't eat the eggs. Don't eat the eggs.
Let's find out.
Hey, you know what?
All right.
I think right now we're in basking season, which is there's 2 seasons. So one, you just walking around and
Yeah, what's
hope
the
you find one.
tactic to go get them?
And
Explain
then the tactic we're using is going out during basking season, which is when the nights start getting a little colder. It starts getting cold at nighttime. Just like you think of anyone who has a pet lizard.
But to be-
they're
hold
up
on.
the.
I think
Here comes a joke.
I think we're partying in the city where the heat is on.
No, you already ruined it.
Nice.
All night on the beach. It's in
The break
Miami.
is done.
It's in Miami. Everybody knows that song. I've never talked to someone about Miami where they didn't make that joke. So,
It
all right,
comes
moving
up.
on. Go on with the chlorophyll.
Nice. Yes. Yeah.
Billy Madison. Nice.
Brilliant.
Ryan didn't laugh because
I
he's
watched
like
that last
12.
night.
He's like
I
12
watched
years
it
old.
last
Then
night.
you would have laughed. Then you would have laughed.
Okay.
You didn't get it.
Maybe
Go
it's not
on.
a funny movie.
Go on.
Oh,
I'm
blasphemy.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Blasphemy.
I'm kidding. It's funny.
It's not funny, Ryan. Do I offend your childhood?
There you
Just because
go.
you're 12. Go on, Jeffrey.
So, anyways, you go out and you walk in groups in a line, kind of like fox hunting.
Like
You're
warfare.
going, making no noise, trying to
Yeah.
get them to move. And he said you'll either come on them that way, or you turn around and backtrack, and then that's when you'll find them moving.
Because they're stalking you.
Yeah.
They have to be.
Because they're stalking.
But there's two seasons. There's the regular season where they're just out moving and you hope you get them, or there's basking season where they will sit during the daytime and they're looking to get heat because it's colder. So
Okay.
they'll sit up somewhere where they can get direct light from the sun and just hang out. So you're going out on a nice day, which thank goodness Saturday is going to be overcast, so that's not great.
Story of
we
our
may
life.
end up doing iguana the first day, but you have to go out, find them just basking in the sun, and then jump on 'em.
Wait,
Yes,
you say
it-
jump on a 22
Yeah.
foot long monster.
You jump on it, that
It's-
80% of its body's gonna start curling up around your
Oh.
leg. Yeah.
It's either you jump on it,
or it jumps on you.
Or
it
there's that
jumps on
scene from
you.
Anaconda where he eats John Voight.
But
Ugh.
when
oh
you
god,
said, like,
here comes the
what
buns
happens
joke.
what happens if you
No,
lose?
really?
I don't,
No.
I
I
don't,
don't like that that's an option.
I don't like things on a TV.
No. We got a guide with this. Will be fine.
Is there any? Do we? So you look on the ground. Is there any possibility we have to look in the trees also?
Why do
I
you
don't
gotta?
know.
Why do you gotta add
gotta look up
aerial
and
attacks?
down.
Snakes on a plane.
He said something
like-
about death from above. I don't know what that
yeah.
meant. I don't-
Cinco Muertes, who knows?
death from above. It's very likely they'll, like, one of us will make it for sure for the show.
Yeah.
What? What?
Someone's
Yeah.
got to complete the
I'm
episode.
gonna take out a life insurance policy.
They can bite you.
Yeah, we.
But they're not poisonous.
Should probably.
But they're not
not
poisonous.
poisonous.
We should probably look into that workers' comp thing.
So don't worry if you get bit. Nothing bad will happen.
Except it's a deep wound.
It's a deep wound. There's
deep wound that-
bacteria. You have to clean it out. It's kind of like not like the Komodo dragon where the bacteria can kill you just like poison, but you do have to
Yeah.
first aid it.
Oh, yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
Luckily, we're just a short canoe ride away from the
Yeah.
marsh that'll save us.
With the gators.
Yep.
Yeah,
the gators will help us because they eat the snakes. We saw it.
Right. And we can ride the backs on the backs of the alligators back to where we need to be.
Just like Lion King, I learned most of my life skills from that movie.
We're not hunting lions.
How do we get up there? You just jump on those birds' heads. They're stacked up just like stairs. Duh.
Duh, idiot. Didn't you play the video game?
Yeah.
Remember that on Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
I remember the Lion
I played
King
it
game
on
Super-
Sega.
The only Lion King movie, Ryan, he's like, isn't that just about to come out? How come you guys, how did you guys watch it before?
Only 7 years before he was born. 6 years?
Is it that,
I think
that
95.
much
It came
before?
out
94.
It came out in 94, so we were 5. But I remember when it came out and was popular.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
like
the
one of my
first
first
movie I
memories.
went and saw in theaters.
Remember when we went and saw Hercules for my birthday party?
No.
You were there. The only one.
Jeff, the only one there?
Come on, AJ. Jeez,
Yeah, I
you
was
roasted
there.
me.
I wasn't there.
Why didn't?
Imagine I was there.
Roasted
Went alone.
What was your first movie? Lion King?
I don't. That was his.
Mine was Monsters, Inc.
2001?
Ugh.
One?
your first like.
Yeah.
movie
That was
theme
my
up?
first movie.
It's already CGI.
I took my niece,
Yeah.
my niece Lily, to her first movie, and it was Moana. She's 6, so. it
Moana's
was
a good movie.
When she was like 4 or 5.
I haven't seen
She-
it.
It's good.
I took little Ashley too. Well, she's 16 now, but I took little Ashley too because Lily had to go to the bathroom like 44 times and had to go get snacks and refills and.
Do you, as she ages, do you go from little and then maybe at some point she's medium, or do you just drop the little?
I don't feel like that would go over well with any woman.
Yeah, call a
Probably
girl
not.
a medium Ashley. Hey everybody, this
Sorry,
is
Ashley.
my medium cousin Ashley. I think we'll stick with little Ashley. Plus she's a little angel princess and that's all she is. She's a 16-year-old, 5-year-old who's an angel.
I know, but I'm saying I feel like at some point you stop calling her little Ashley. You know?
No. Maybe I'll start with stop calling you my friend. No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
No, I think
I've been working for that for the last probably 20 years.
So to summarize, we're going to be doing an iguana trip, a python trip, and then what is the fishing we're doing?
Peacock bass.
I really wanted snakehead. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Peacock bass.
I've always wanted a peacock bass hunt. Fine.
Hunt?
Fish. Let
Fish.
it go. Let it go. I've always wanted
Everything's hunting.
I know. I hunt for everything. Maybe we're bow fishing. That's actually illegal, so we're not. But you get what I'm saying. You can't shoot a peacock bass, I don't think. But peacock bass I've always wanted to do. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely stunning. And they're big. They fight harder than regular bass, and they got really cool colors on them and stuff, and they're really neat. But I just wanted to do snakehead because it's odd. We will do a snakehead episode, and we will do a spearfishing episode, and I want it in season 4. We're doing it.
Sure.
I want that because I think they're super important. Now,
You're saying it like a monster. Like, we're doing it.
just because I want it. Well, it's just important. I think it's important. I think that the snakehead crisis that's going on in Florida, these people should be eating them. They were brought here for food. Let's get the numbers in check.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
Is it like an invasive fish?
Yeah, big time. They're killing
didn't know
everything.
that.
Yeah, they're as bad as the python.
Is
I
it like
saw
carp up
pictures.
here?
No, it's worse because they eat everything. They don't.
They're
The
like
carp are
predators.
filter feeders that ruin the
Yeah.
ecosystem. These guys are predators eating everything.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, and then they can switch from one body of water to the other because they can slither across and they breathe air so they can live in
Oh,
mud.
that's that fish?
And they can
Yeah.
live in mud.
Oh.
You just looked
Listen.
at pictures the other day.
Yeah, in
Listen,
the water, and
here's-
it was picked like drawings.
Yeah, and they'll kill you. Go on.
I looked at pictures, and in some pictures it looks like a weird extended fin. In some pictures it kind of almost looks like they have a leg.
It's like a bowfin.
Is it a leg or is it
It's like a
not?
bowfin. Like the bowfin fish.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay.
It's like that.
So it's just a big fin.
Yeah.
It's not actually a hand.
But it's like a fin. You don't want to touch it.
Yeah. Well, it's because it showed them like on land and stuff, and it looks. They kind of use it like a foot, and it looks
this-
like a foot.
Was the one you
and
watched a cartoon, buddy? No, I'm just kidding.
Where are they
What
from?
else is there?
What is it? What? What's that?
techie.
Where are they from?
Florida.
Asia of some sort.
Okay.
They brought them over. They eat them in Asia. What they'll actually do is they'll keep them in like, I want to say rice fields, but fields with like just mud and very little water on them, like just slightly flooded crops, but mostly mud. And they'll just release them in there, and they'll just live in there, and then they go pick them up as they get bigger
Oh, it's for
because they can live
Right.
in mud,
right.
like straight up mud. It's messed up, and they're an epidemic now. And I want to inspire people to go out and fish for them and then keep them and eat them because people go out and fish for them because they're big fighters. The average one, what did you say the average one was when you found it the other day?
It was 33 inches.
That's
Wow.
the average. The
Wow.
Really?
average is
Yeah.
33 inches, and they fight like a monster. So I really want to do that. But we'll do peacock bass this time, I guess. And then
Whatever.
just like I tried.
Or tried really hard.
Peacock bass, the iguana, and the python. What are we doing for iguana? What tactic? Did you figure that out yet? Oh,
Sling-
God.
slingshots,
I'm
slingshots.
already upset.
You have to
So-
swing from a rope in the trees.
So I called the guy we're going out with, and he goes, I go, what else can we do while we're down there? Because we want another hunting trip. He goes,
We know that already.
We go for iguana. I'm like, that sounds really neat. Okay. You go, what kind of tactic are we using? Oh, you got all sorts of stuff. You can just run up and grab them. I'm like,
I don't think that's a
that's
thing.
not for us.
My pet iguana got loose in the house and took my dad 15 minutes just to corner it.
He said
Oh,
that
yeah, they are
there's
quick.
there's been quite a few occasions where he's just kind of like and gotten
Really?
grabbed it.
They
and
run
got
on
it.
their back legs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they do bite, and for whatever reason, I didn't see teeth, but they drew blood too.
Really?
They probably have like the sandpaper mouth.
I had a mean pet one.
So you can go out onto the wildlife management areas. They have those down there just like they have them up here, and you can. There's different tactics. You can't use a firearm, and you can't trap them, but pretty much most
Slingshot.
other
So
things
what is the tactic
are fair
for you?
game, which is great because that's like my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
We have
that's
to
true.
show this on
You
television.
can
is true.
you can just catch them. You can use a fishing pole with a non-barbed fishing hook and put a strawberry on it, and catch them that way.
I want to do this. I want to do the strawberry.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
And
wanna
then
catch
once
one
you
by
catch
hand.
them, you have to humanely kill them, which is either
Decapitate.
complete decapitation, immediate decapitation.
What a picture that'll be at the end. 52
you
of them
can't
in
now.
front.
You can't use a firearm. You can use a pellet, like an air, like a pellet
I was gonna
gun,
say pellet guns.
and you can
might work.
shoot them in the head, and that
Red
hits the
Ryder.
brain and kills them. Or you can hit them in the head with a shovel, but you better make sure you do it good because if you don't do it in one hit, that's immediately a crime and that's animal abuse.
Really?
If you don't kill it first swing.
Confident.
You gotta do it like you
gotta
mean
be
it.
confident.
So
So you have to be very confident and you have to nail it.
So you have to if you can use a shovel as long as you kill it on the first time. Otherwise,
Yep.
it's a crime.
Yep.
I don't
It's
want to do that.
potential
then.
animal abuse.
We'll stick
yeah,
with
we're not doing that
strawberries.
one. Tom's
strawberries
got
and a
pellet-
Red Ryder.
Tom's got a pellet
Yep.
gun that we're using.
Red
So we're good.
Okay.
Wagon.
Filming that, we're gonna have to be careful because whenever you shoot something in the head or decapitate it, the body goes berserk, and we can't show that.
Yeah, it does. I like the pellet gun idea
for this.
Yeah.
For this,
We'll just
this
hold it really
podcast
tight.
alone.
See, and the
Stretch
other
it
thing
out.
is I'm not sure. Now we're going to this really long, thin park. It's basically a park along a canal. So we're going to be in a public.
Are there swings?
There's cars not very far away.
Yeah,
There's
skate park.
public. So we're catching them, and I don't know if we're maybe catching them and taking them to another place to like
But you,
euthanize them.
I don't know. I bet you can't travel with them because they don't want you taking them somewhere else.
Yeah.
All the people, including
Iguanas on a plane.
the town hall that I talked to down there, were basically like, please, you can't do whatever you want, but you can do whatever you want. Just please get rid of these.
No kidding.
So
I think they'd be cool to
Yeah.
look at. Like, what are they hurting? I feel bad. I
there's
don't want
like
to do it.
he said, there's
'cause you're a pet
literally
one.
there's literally 1 million of them in the one park.
I talked to Gordon from the Sportsman Alliance on the way here, and I was telling him that we're doing the iguana hunt, and he said that I forgot the country, Nicaragua. I remembered the country.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. He was there on a trip, and then somebody that he knew that lived there was like, hey, we got to stop off at this roadside stop that sells iguana, sounded like pulled pork tacos.
Oh, nice.
And he said he pulled over. He said it was a sweet meat, and I asked him what he would rate it, and he gave it a 7 and said that he could survive on it.
You sure that it wasn't an iguana empanada?
I don't know what
What is that?
he said it was like pulled pork and that it was a sweet meat. It was actually pretty tasty. So shout out to Gordon because I know he's probably listening right now. We appreciate it. When we come back, I'm going to be talking about actually quite a few things. But before that, actually, tip of the week, how to pack your cooler. Ryan and I learned this on our trip because we called my dad in a panic to ask him what we should do when we got the bear. In order to pack the cooler to bring the meat back over the course of the time, our tip of the week this week is to you take the bag of ice and you keep it closed, and then you put that in a garbage bag and tie it closed and let all the air out and put that on the bottom of the cooler. Then we set the meat in a cheesecloth bag on top of that,
Nice.
also wrapped in a garbage bag after the cheesecloth,
Yep.
and then shut the cooler and kept it closed until we got back, and when we got back, the meat was mostly frozen.
Wow.
So,
Mostly frozen, and there was not any water in the cooler. None of the ice had
Really?
melted.
Oh, nice.
None of it.
yeah, so if you're going to pack your cooler for
Cheesecloth.
for-
I like that.
yeah, that's what they make the game bag stuff.
Yeah.
It's like that material.
Yeah.
You can buy specific game bags, but that's what we had. But you wrap your game in that, put it in the cooler, you're good to go. When we come back, we've got a lot more action for you. Stay tuned. It was 3 years ago that two millennials and lifelong best friends set out on a mission to protect the future of conservation. At the present moment, 60% of hunting and fishing licenses and conservation organization memberships are sold to white males over the age of 55. What many don't realize is these sales and memberships are what protect our waterways, wetlands, fisheries, our data collection, our species sustainability efforts, our forest, the Department of Natural Resources, and anti-poaching efforts. The $373 billion outdoor industry is looking for the answer to attract millennials and Generation Z. Welcome to the Greenway Outdoors. The key to inspiring millennials and Generation Z to hunt, fish, and practice conservation efforts is not through traditional outdoor TV. We have to reach them the way they want to be reached, and that's through entertaining and educational reality TV show content. And to reach the masses that we need to protect the future of conservation and the outdoor industry, we have to take it mainstream, and the Greenway Outdoors will do it. Okay. Ready? When you frantically move your feet, I'll pull you back out. Okay.
heel click with your feet, and I'll help him pull you out. You want his right leg or his left leg?
The right one smells worse. I'll take it because I already know.
That's the one that Pete runs down. What?
We hold his legs apart. We go, click your heels when you want to come in.
Got cold hands. I'll stop.
It's in my bag. It's in my thing. Why don't you dig it out? Because I don't. It's gonna be at like the bottom, and there's all kind of snacks. Don't touch the snacks.
Those snacks aren't for you.
Those snacks aren't meant for you.
Oh, berries. We could probably eat these.
Yeah, eat those.
Please.
Yeah, eat them.
Please get sick.
Please eat them. Please eat them. We need the ratings. Just eat them.
If I steal, I try to get at you. Hook him like it's hot. All right, now I'm done.
The True Reality Show platform offers tons of laughs, and each episode teaches a specific tactic for a specific species. In a 30-minute program, we cover the conservation of the species, the gear needed for the tactic, the actual hunting and fishing trip, a Bible lesson, and we show you how to cook it. An action-packed, hilarious, but educational show millennials love.
Hello and welcome back to episode 6, probably of the Greenway Outdoors podcast.
Nice.
I want to start with our social media comment of the week, and it comes from our friend Jeremy Story, and it was the picture of all the muskrats that we got day 1, and he said, "That's some good eating. Can't wait to fry up dem scrats." Jeremy Story, and
us too.
I just thought that was funny. I mean, meat always ends up tasting better than you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I just thought it was real funny that Jeremy
Scrats.
really ran.
Yeah, I like the scrats.
Jeremy's a professional chef. Like, he has his master's in culinary and was a chef for one of the number 1 rated restaurant in the world, Alinea. And he's the one that owns the chicken farm and everything like that now. And he's got pigs, and he's opening up a restaurant on his premise too, and it's right by
There's something
Charleston,
about it, though,
South
right?
Carolina.
It's like all organic or something like that.
No, it's not organic, but it's all the way they're all open range.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Free range?
Free range. That's what I wanted. Yeah, they're all free range chickens. But Story Farms. So check them out if you want good eggs and you happen to be in the Charleston, South Carolina area, or you own a restaurant and want quality eggs for your people. That would be where to go. And obviously, he has a really cool lingo by saying we need to fry up them scrats.
Yeah, scrats is pretty funny.
He's a cool dude. I've got a fact that I wanted to hit everybody with, and it's the fact that
Could you just tell it to us instead?
last year, the build-up, last year, 400 elephants were killed by hunters. 30,000 were killed by poachers.
I thought you were going to say
That's
saved by
incredible.
PETA. That's weird.
30,000 is like. Are there even that many elephants
There
left?
are, but I want to talk about this specifically that way because I don't want to get in the debate of safari hunting today, or I'm sorry, not safari hunting, trophy hunting today, because I can go on all day about that. What I want to talk about is that from someone on the outside, they would see 34,000 or 30,400 elephants were killed. That's all they would hear, and they would lump together hunters and poachers. Now, the hunters spent millions on tags, on conservation efforts, on anti-poaching efforts for the opportunity to be able to hunt this. And the meat was donated to impoverished? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Impoverished. I'm just so proud of the word. Impoverished communities. The
Kyle
meat
Ranella over
the
here.
meat was given to them. Okay? So the idea is that those 400 hunters that harvested elephants. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough of them because there was too many poachers. And the funding that stops the poaching comes from the sale of those hunting and fishing licenses. So you actually need that number. And I don't want to get into the debate on, that trophy hunting right now. It's not something I see myself ever doing anyways, but I'm good at economics, so I know how things work from a business standpoint, like what holds the species and what can make the species survive. And I always talk about having people, it's a CNN film called Trophy on Netflix. And if you watch it, they started the movie, and it was produced in a way to show that trophy hunting's horrible and the people that do it are bad. But by the end of it, and this is CNN, by the end of it, they said, well, that's not really the case. Yeah, so I encourage anyone to watch that to get a super well-rounded opinion. I think they do still do a little bit of a job of trying to criminalize, and the hunters that they have on the show are in the movie were poor choices and not of high character in some regards. But the overall message and like the learning of it coming from a biased party still makes the other side look.
So don't stop halfway through.
Don't stop halfway through.
Yeah, complete it.
Watch it.
It was very good. Very good.
The numbers and the way they work and what they've done. But that being said, and a lot of these animals, there's more now than there's like ever been, by the way. But in this case, I wanted to talk about the difference between a poacher and a hunter. So a hunter is someone who understands the species. A hunter is somebody that goes out and wants to add and further the resource so that it'll be there tomorrow for them. And they want to stop people that put the resource at risk because they want to protect it. It's no different than wanting to buy something and then protect it because you don't want people to ruin it. And a poacher mentality is somebody who is taking specifically for themselves and not putting anything back in. So it offends me strongly when people come to us and they're like, hey, there's this many people that killed this many elephants and so on and so forth. They're like, that many were killed. And they lump together poachers and hunters because the hunters are your last stand. The hunters are the reason why there's still a resource. The hunters are the reason why the impoverished nations haven't killed all the elephants because suddenly they have a new value and a new resource. And there is such a difference between a hunter and a poacher. No one hates a poacher more than a true hunter conservationist.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Huntervationist.
A Huntervation Sportsman Alliance. And that's why, to be honest with you, we spend so much time and effort. 60% of hunting and fishing licenses are sold to white males over the age of 55. If we don't replace that demographic, we don't have the finances to protect our waterways, to protect our forests, our natural resources. You guys have heard this speech 100 times. AJ's already laughing. It's like, here we go again. But it's important. You don't have the money to protect all those natural resources or protect those species because nobody has a value on them anymore. And as soon as that value is gone and the hunters are gone that pursue them, the animal no longer has a value to people. People can say all they want. PETA can say all they want. All these organizations can say don't kill animals. No animal should die. But if it isn't for the hunters' dollars, the species collapse. Yeah. Because there's no conservation effort.
There was a statistic. I want to say it was maybe Kenya, or there was an African country that said, you know what, no more hunting. And
they lost all their animals.
And as soon, it was like 1970 something. They said, you know what, that's it, no more hunting. And then from then until now, like 70% of the animals that were previously hunted now either aren't there anymore, or the population has been diminished by 70% because now there's no money for habitat improvement.
It's really the anti-poaching dollars that come in through conservation. And one of the big disputes that the anti-trophy hunting people will come up with is, well, there's very corrupt governments in Africa, and a lot of that money doesn't go towards anti-poaching efforts and doesn't go to the conservation, doesn't go to the right places that it should. And I would not be the person to argue that because there are some corrupt governments out there, and some of the money does go in the wrong places. Let's talk about where the money goes with our tax dollars, you know what I mean, in general. But without those dollars and without putting a hard press, and like, how does America go in and be like, you guys are running this wrong, we'll take over from here? It doesn't work that way. So you don't get to tell the governments what to do. But what you can do is make sure the dollars are there so that resource has a value so that people are protecting it. Yep. And at the end of the day, those dollars only come from the people that pay to trophy hunt. So it doesn't matter. Like, facts do not care about your feelings. No. This is economics. They don't care about your feelings. You make a dumb mistake and cut off hunting, now 70% of them are gone. So if you want to be that stupid, that's the result you're going to get. It's that plain and simple. If you want to protect a species, you have to give it a value to protect it as a resource. And that's the value comes through hunting and fishing.
And a lot of species that they say, oh, they've been overhunted, that's why they're not doing well. That's usually not the case. I mean, it is in some cases, but for the most part, it's usually because of loss of habitat, because of urbanization, because of all these other things. So I just think that hunters get a bad rap, and there's no good reason for that, at least not for hunters of our caliber.
There you go.
I like the people that like to have exotic pets. Did you hear about Pablo Escobar? So Pablo Escobar, he's the guy that did all the bad stuff.
Medellin.
With the cocaine. Oh, yeah. And
with the cocaine. Yeah.
How do you pronounce that?
Medellin.
Medellin.
Well, anyhow, this
cartel.
guy wanted to have some hippos.
Okay.
So he actually brought in hippos. I forgot I think it's Colombia, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Colombia.
Colombia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So he brought in hippos as pets, but then when they took them away, they just left the hippos. But then all those hippos reproduced, and now there's hippos everywhere.
And they shouldn't be in Colombia because it's not their natural habitat.
They're not a native species. It is the right
there.
habitat.
It is.
But
hippo heaven.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something about the hippos are like addicted to cocaine or something.
I mean,
You
they
see,
were
like,
bought with
the
cocaine
hippos,
money.
You guys got any scratch? Is that a thing? Scratch? I saw that in a movie. I feel like
I don't know.
I don't know if it's cocaine.
Run with it. But anyhow,
I don't know.
But yeah, so there's like a hippo population there, and now they're deciding like how to either wipe them out, relocate them, or conserve them, and they're not sure what they're going to do. But it's like the Colombia government right now is meeting to decide what to do because Pablo Escobar created a species. Not created a species, but created a population in an area where it doesn't
make
belong.
them pay for it.
It started with 4 hippos.
He's dead.
And now it's 50.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, read him.
Yeah, he died in the 90s.
Sorry, I don't pay attention to the drug.
Yeah, I think he's dead before you were born.
Probably.
Yeah. I think it was
you don't even know. You don't even know. You just know he's dead.
Well, they tried to
That's enough.
to hunt them and get rid of them, and people were outraged because for some reason they look at hippos as like cuddly, approachable,
they're not
hungry
hippos.
hippos.
They're very dangerous.
They never played hungry hippos. There's nothing civil about that.
There you go. That's very true.
In addition, what do you guys think? I feel like they look like really big pigs.
Yes.
And I wonder if they taste delicious.
Don't they kill more people than like any?
They're the most dangerous animal.
Yeah. Which is weird.
The most
they
dangerous.
only got 4 teeth, but
they know how to use them.
Their bite is pretty intense.
They're hungry.
I mean, this is, I want to have you on every week. And no, just kidding.
Listen, you're a nice guest to have, but what do you mean guest to have?
I own part of this. So thank you so much for tuning into the Greenway Outdoors. We've got an event coming up in January. We're going to release the date later on next week, but we're going to have a wild game dinner release party for our first episodes. Come out, support us. It'll be in the outskirts of Detroit somewhere. That's not what I wanted.
Outskirts?
What did I want to say?
Suburbs?
I have no clue.
Suburbs. Is that what you say?
Suburbs.
Yeah, suburbs of Detroit. But it'll be a fun event, a good wild game dinner, and there's going to be an elk carving station. So watch our social media, our Facebook and Instagram for updates on that. We've also got a big announcement coming next week as well about our new partner. And I know we've been teasing it for a while, but it's a bigger partner.
Logistics people, they gotta.
It's so funny, like now that we made it, now we actually have to like do things properly where it's not like I'll make a Facebook post and tell everybody.
Yeah.
Now we have like
Nope.
rules and regulations we have to follow. But I'm really excited to make that announcement, and it's a company that's really near and dear to my heart and that my family has worked with for a really long time. So
And I've always loved. Always loved him.
Me too. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Greenway Outdoors. Make sure you tune in next week and stay green.